You keep buying learning courses and productivity systems. When are you going to admit they're not working? Let me be real with you. I spent 6 years drowning in this crap. Bought the courses, downloaded the apps, tried the techniques, speed reading systems, memory palaces, the Feynman technique, spaced repetition software that cost me $200. And you know what? I was still forgetting everything I learned within a week. Here's what nobody tells you about learning faster. Your brain isn't the problem. Your strategy is complete bullshit. Your brain processes 11 million bits of information every single second. Every second. But here's the kicker. Your conscious mind can only handle about 40 bits. Think about that for a moment. 11 million down to 40. That's not a limitation. That's your brain being the world's most sophisticated bouncer, deciding what actually matters enough to remember. And we're out here trying to hack it. With highlighters and 8-hour study marathons? It's like trying to fix a Ferrari with duct tape. I'll tell you exactly when this clicked for me. I was in a library at 2 a.m., my 4th energy drink sitting next to 17 color-coded highlighters. I'd been studying for 6 hours straight. Felt super productive, right? Wrong. I couldn't remember a damn thing from the first 2 hours. My brain had checked out after the first 90 minutes. But I kept pushing because that's what we're told to do. Push harder. Focus more. Grind it out. That's when I realized I'm not fighting the material. I'm fighting my own brain. And my brain was winning. Here's the truth nobody wants to say. Your attention system isn't designed for constant focus. It's designed for strategic intensity. Think laser, not floodlight. But everyone's trying to be a floodlight, spreading their focus across everything, wondering why nothing sticks. Let me show you what I mean. Right now, become aware of your breathing. Notice how the second you focused on it, it became clearer. That's your attention system doing exactly what it's designed to do. It locks onto one thing and makes it vivid. But we've been trained to ignore this. We sit down with a textbook, try to absorb everything at once, and then wonder why our brain feels like it's full of static. That static isn't your brain being difficult. That's your brain sending you a text message that says, "Hey, we need to talk about your learning strategy." One thing I learned the hard way. Your brain has an owner's manual. It's not hidden. It's not complicated. We just never bother to read it because we're too busy buying more learning systems that ignore how the damn thing actually works. Let's talk about cognitive load. Your brain's bandwidth. Imagine trying to drink from a fire hose. That's what most learning methods feel like. Your brain is like that bouncer at an exclusive club. It doesn't let every piece of information in. It's selective. And thank God for that, because if your brain kept everything, it would be like having every photo you've ever taken show up in your camera roll at once. Good luck finding what you actually need. Here's something that's going to piss off every study skills teacher. Highlighting an entire page isn't just unhelpful. It's actively making you dumber. You're telling your brain everything is important, which is the same as saying nothing is important. Your brain just shrugs and files it under dealt with later, which means never. I highlighted entire textbooks. Yellow for main ideas, green for supporting facts, pink for definitions, blue for examples. My books look like a rainbow threw up on them. And I remembered exactly 0 of it. Because I was creating cognitive noise, not cognitive clarity. Stop adding more crap. Start subtracting what doesn't matter. That's the game. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Your brain isn't bad at remembering. It's actually incredible at forgetting. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Back in 1885, this guy Hermann Ebbinghaus figured out something fascinating. Our memory decay follows a predictable pattern. We forget most of what we learn within the first 24 hours unless we do something about it. Everyone freaks out about this. Oh no, I'm forgetting everything. I must have a terrible memory. Wrong. You have a normal memory. What you don't have is a system that works with your forgetting curve instead of against it. Here's the cool part. Every time you struggle to recall something, you're not failing. You're literally strengthening that neural pathway. It's like working out. The struggle is the point. That's why cramming doesn't work. You're not giving your brain any resistance to push against. I used to fight against forgetting. I'd panic when I couldn't remember something from last week. Now I use forgetting as a reminder system. My brain tells me exactly when to review. I just had to learn its language. The system is dead simple. Review at 1 hour, then 1 day, then 1 week. That's it. Those are the exact moments your brain is about to lose the information. Catch it at those points, and it sticks permanently. Skip those reviews, and you're basically pouring water into a bucket with holes in it. But here's what nobody talks about. It's not just what you learn. It's the state you're in when you learn it. Your brain doesn't just store information. It stores the entire context of learning. There's this wild study with Navy divers. They learned stuff underwater. When they were tested underwater, they remembered it perfectly. On land, not so much. This isn't about being wet. It's about your brain connecting what you learn with where and how you learned it. That great idea you had in the shower that vanished when you got to your desk, that's state-dependent learning. Your brain is like a method actor. It recreates the state to access the memory. I used to wonder why I could remember random facts from college parties, but not from actual lectures. Turns out my brain stored those party facts with emotion, context, and a specific mental state. The lecture facts? Filed under boring obligation with zero emotional context. Which ones do you think stuck? So here's the play. When you're learning something important, create a distinct state. Change your physical position. Adjust your energy. Give your brain environmental anchors. Don't just sit in the same chair, in the same room, with the same posture, expecting your brain to differentiate between learning calculus and scrolling Instagram. Now, let's talk about timing, because this is where most people completely screw themselves. Learning at the wrong time of day is like trying to swim upstream. You might get there, but you're making it way harder than necessary. Your circadian rhythm isn't just about sleep. It's your brain's master schedule for cognitive performance. Every mental capability has its peak hours. Memory formation is typically strongest in the morning. Analytical thinking peaks late morning. Creative problem solving often peaks when you're slightly tired. You've heard people say, "I'm a night owl," or "I'm a morning person." But here's what they don't tell you. Your optimal learning time isn't about preference. It's about your brain's natural biochemical schedule. I used to force myself to study at night because that's when I had free time. Guess what? I was trying to do analytical work when my brain wanted to do creative work. I was fighting my own biology and wondering why it felt like dragging a piano uphill. Here's what I do now. I map my energy on a scale of 1 to 10 throughout the day. Not motivation, energy. Your brain is like your phone. It shows you its battery percentage. We just need to learn to read the notification. When I'm at an 8 or 9, that's when I tackle hard analytical stuff. When I'm at a 6, creative work. When I'm at a 4, review and consolidation. Match your learning activities to your brain's natural schedule, and suddenly everything gets easier. It's not about working harder. It's about working when your brain is actually ready. Now here's where everything comes together. And this is the part that changed everything for me. You don't use these techniques separately. You integrate them. Attention directs your cognitive load, which works within your circadian rhythm, while accounting for your forgetting curve, all within your optimal state. Think of it like this. You're not just learning faster, you're designing a system where your brain can't help but learn effectively. Let me give you the actual implementation. Because theory without action is just noise. Start with your morning, that golden time when your brain is fresh. First, check your energy level on a scale of 1 to 10. This isn't about judgment, it's about data. Your brain is telling you exactly what kind of learning it's ready for. Create your learning space, but forget those Instagram-worthy desk setups. We're after function, not fashion. Clear your visual space. Your brain is like a camera. When there's too much in the frame, it can't focus on what matters. Remove anything that doesn't directly help your current learning task. Here's where most people go wrong. They try to marathon their focus. That's like trying to become a weightlifter by starting with 300 pounds. Instead, start with just 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes of complete concentration. Set your timer. Pick one thing to focus on entirely. When your mind wanders, and it will, just notice it and gently bring it back. No judgment, just redirect. This isn't just practice. This is rewiring your brain's attention system. I started with 2 minutes. Felt ridiculous. 2 minutes? I need to study for hours. But here's what happened. Those 2 minutes were completely focused. No phone, no tabs open, no internal distraction. Just pure attention. Then I'd take a break. Then another 2 minutes. Built up from there. After learning something new, take 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. To close your eyes and actively recall it. Don't check your notes, just explain it to yourself. This is the most powerful technique nobody uses because it feels uncomfortable. That discomfort, that's your brain building the neural pathway. Then, schedule your review intervals. 1 hour later, 1 day later, 1 week later. Each review isn't just remembering, it's strengthening those neural pathways. Think of it like building a house. Each review is another layer of concrete in the foundation. Skip the reviews, and you're basically building on sand. You now have something most people will never understand: the actual owner's manual for your brain. This isn't just about learning faster. It's about learning smarter, about working with your brain's natural abilities instead of fighting against them. Your attention is your learning superpower. Your cognitive load is your bandwidth manager. Your state is your learning multiplier. And your timing? That's your secret weapon. These aren't just techniques. They're tools that transform learning from a struggle into a strength. Start small. Pick one technique. Maybe it's the 2-minute focus practice. Maybe it's the energy mapping. Maybe it's the 30-second active recall. Master it, then add another. Because here's the truth. Your brain is already perfectly designed for incredible learning. You just needed the owner's manual. And now you have it. The only question is, what will you learn first?